No shit.
Yeah, and there's a ton of like, just figuring out like the best routes and stuff. And so like you'll be doing something and like you might have to drive like, 30 minutes over here to pick up this shit, like some wooden planks or something, and you're driving and like, 30 minutes back. And then like if you end up like flipping that fucking truck over, which is super easy, like you've basically, it's that Ark kind of thing, where you've just lost like, 2 hours worth of work, like where you're just like, motherfuck.
Gaming podcast. Welcome gamers, non-gamers, PvEers, PvPers, and even NPCs. We do not discriminate. ChukTomahawk, what's going on, man?
And chilling, sucking on some liquid death over here.
Ooh.
Liquid death tea. I about poured liquid death into my computer earlier.
Gave it that electronic death. Death to keyboard. Oh, dude! Speaking of death, not oddly, when I was in Japan, dude, there's this like area called Golden Guy, which is a bunch of little alleyways that has all these little bars on them. I think they're izakayas, but anyway, yeah, I'm pretty sure. Or I don't know if in an izakaya there has to be food for it to be an izakaya, because there wasn't any food in some of these spots. Anyways. Bunch of cool little bars, and there's this gosh darn, I gotta find the picture because I don't want to mess up the name, but there's a little bar, dude, called like Death Metal from Hell or something like that. Yeah, and let me make sure I don't want to mess that up.
Japanese death metal is like that's pretty gnarly.
Oh man, I'd seen it in videos before, but when you're actually there and you see it for the first time in person, it was like, no shit, here it is. Here it is. Okay, I found it. Deathmatch in Hell. Deathmatch in Hell. Look, I don't know if you can see that.
Holy smokes!
I'll send you the picture later on.
Like that's the name of the bar. There.
Oh, and the bars in this particular place are this big. I'm putting my fingers very close together, listeners. Very small. They're tiny. But yeah. Anyways, I just remembered that when you talked about liquid death. Oh,
damn.
Would it be of any surprise to you that I'm having a cup of coffee?
It is not. It surprises me how you can tolerate it, though. I am impressed. Like that, it always just it turns on me, man. If I go all day with it, oh my Lord.
I mean, I don't drink that much coffee. I drink a lot of coffee.
You don't ever get jittery though, like a little. Like you never see any.
Dude, cafe for Mexicanos is like, it's like agua, my friend. It's like water. It doesn't matter what time. That's how we hydrate. Tenemos que tomar café.
Dude.
The only thing I'm missing is a pan. And all my hermanos and hermanas will know what I mean. Me falta el pan.
Shit. Like when they started on coffee there in Mexico, like what's that age? Like when is it appropriate to have a kid have a cup?
Yeah. I started coffee right around the same time I was trying to get my hands on the Nintendo 64. Yes, sir, that's right.
Yeah. Right after my 7th birthday.
It was the times of GoldenEye 007 and Star Fox 64. 'Twas the night before Christmas.
Yeah. I was a little drowsy from a few too many gingerbread snaps. And I said, Mom,
I was a little eggnogged out.
But I wanted to play a little more video games before I went to bed.
Taking eggnog right to the veins. Just kidding. Chasing the devil on the eggnog.
Search for the golden gun a little longer.
Ooh, you will find it at the top of the tree.
I was probably 20 years old or something before I had coffee. But seriously, like, is it kind of culturally okay for a kid to have coffee, you think, or
down here
yeah.
in Mexico? Yeah.
I don't think I've ever saw it there. Like just in my anecdotal
I wouldn't, probably not too young, but yeah, you can, there's definitely, it's a family thing. It's a family thing. And that's generalizing, there's always exceptions there, but dude, we're coming up on Christmas, speaking of eggnog and what else did I say that was related to Christmas? Oh no, I don't know. But eggnog was definitely related to Christmas, so that's coming up soon. Do you have any Christmas wishes?
Besides world peace,
Yeah, roger that. Tell me that. Yeah, indeed.
Selfish, but
I'm gonna go for a long shot here, but I really want.
I think this time last year I was wanting a TV, and I got that bad boy. Like after Christmas, it's always a like stuff gets cheaper after Christmas. It's tough to get just jump in on there, but.
And then there is Black Friday though, which we're like pretty much in that like I got Amazon notifications. They're prepping, man. There are here let us get these Black Friday promotions out to you ahead of time. It says we're letting them out early. Like, oh yeah, I'm sure you are.
Maybe that Steam Deck.
I already got a PlayStation 5 controller.
I haven't been playing video games on the computer much lately, but I know at one time I sure was pining over that Steam Deck. That like where you can play your.
Have you checked it out? You looked at. You can always check out some reviews, and I always YouTube something before I buy if I can.
I think the way they did the limited availability, and I had to kind of register to get it there for a while, like it hooked me in. Like man, you ain't got no time to read reviews, dude. I got to get. They're gonna be out of stock again with that kind of attitude. Like what? You're talking Christmas here, son.
Ovox, you really have the wrong mindset. That's what you're saying. You're coming at this the wrong angle, my friend.
Yeah, no kidding. You're like that dude that leaves the window up on the airplane.
Like, I know it's good to have an abundance mindset, but let's be realistic here.
Yeah, let me tell you what's really going to happen. Yeah.
Do you remember what happened with the PS5? Yeah. No, that's fair.
How about you, man? You got some, saying you got a little word to Santa out there?
Let me give it some thinking real quick. But before that, I want to backtrack really hard and just mention that, anyone about coffee and gaming, yeah, they go together very well.
Well,
I'm just going to say that, and then we can move on from the coffee topic.
They do the old hippie speedball there. Is what I'm thinking.
It's like, okay, I'm ready for 4 to 5 hours of Ark now.
Yeah. No kidding.
Ooh,
we're working the night shift at Waffle House.
Well, or in Mexico, La Casa de los Waffles.
Oh, that sounds so much better.
What would I like,
dude?
Do you mean in the gaming? Oh, go ahead.
I feel like first we got to give you a proper welcome back from Japan, man. Like you just welcome back to this side of the hemisphere.
Arigato gozaimasu. It was great.
Mr. Roboto. No, that's the only Japanese I know, man.
Yeah, it was a long 15-hour flight. It is on the other side. It's a mind fucker. It's a mind fucker when you look on the globe because it's so far away. It's 16 hours. Well, depending on the time change that happened recently, but let's just call it 15 hours, 16 hours into the future.
Oh, yeah.
It's into the future. So the whole taking off at one time and landing on another day and all that stuff was nuts. That's one thing.
You crossed the international date line during that, somewhere?
I guess so. Yeah.
I think,
definitely.
Isn't that how that works?
Yeah, definitely. But it's like flying to Japan. It's like there's a I don't know subconscious feeling there of I don't know because. You're going to the Far East, you're going the land of the rising sun. It in your mind and I don't know if it's I don't know how to describe this, but in your mind it's just this whole completely other universe,
Yeah.
And, growing up in the 90s and stuff, in the 2000s, there were a lot of movies that were part of my childhood, like Three Ninjas, Surf Ninjas, Double Dragon, all those old karate movies that were, among many others. There was also the more older kid or adult grouping of movies as well that had all that karate stuff in it, like all those Under Siege movies and the Chuck Norris and Bruce Lee movies. So going to Japan was really cool in that aspect because it's like seems so far away in my mind. And it is really far away. It's 15 hours into the future. But what's weird is when you look at the globe and there's like nothing in between. It's just open ocean.
Mm.
That also brings like a weird like vibe to it.
Mm.
Because like I guess it's like I don't know, if you fly across Europe, like the whole thing is there's land under you. It can be extremely far. Like for example, London to Japan. I've never done the flight, but I'm pretty sure they fly over Europe, Eastern Europe, the Middle East a little bit, and then they get to Japan. But you're over the land the whole time, and it kind of gives you, it shows you can see just how far it is. And then from Mexico City, which is where I flew from to Japan, it's also just extremely far, but a lot of it's just this blue open mass.
Oh yeah, there's something,
and it's trippy, dude.
like
It's
you're in
trippy
it now, like you're.
I was like, all right,
this is for real.
We better land this thing.
Yeah. It's probably comparable to like when you're on a boat and you can't see shore anymore. Like you're like,
dude, on the way back,
you're at sea.
It is like and everyone has different levels of anxiety, but on the way back, there was a bit of turbulence,
Oh.
And it's like it's one thing to experience a bit of turbulence when you're on a flight from San Francisco to Medford, Oregon. You know what I mean? It's like no factor. But when you're going nose first right into the open Pacific, at 30,000 feet or whatever, and you start, and the thing comes on and says, "Please stay buckled in. We are in a turbulence area," or whatever. It's like, get the fuck out of it. You better lose or gain some altitude and get us out of this turbulence zone.
Yeah.
It's 2023. I thought we were done experiencing turbulence zones in the 90s.
Yeah, and also I feel like if you're more than 99% sure you're not gonna make it, I want you to nosedive this thing. Like I don't want this to take 3 freaking minutes or some shit.
I don't want it to fill with water and me have to pull some fucking some swimming feet just to get out into the cold freezing water where
I think I could scream at the top of my lungs for about a minute, but after that
that would be me.
If it takes
My
any
neighbors are
time
probably
past
like, "What the
that,
fuck?"
man, what are you gonna No, I don't want that time period to reflect. I'd like to still be screaming. Oh man.
Oh goodness, man. But wait.
Well,
but you were asking me. You were asking about Christmas wishes.
Well, yeah. I was. It's coming up, like you said, for sure. I will. I'm one of those people that's blessed with the birthday in the same month of December as well. So, I got.
Isn't that is that a blessing or a curse?
I'm gonna go with curse. I feel like because you always got that combo gift. My sister had a birthday out in the regular part of the year there, and she got a birthday gift and a Christmas gift. But I would, at times get
you'd have a family member give you the eyebrow and be like, "All right, come on, let's be realistic." Yeah, I already got you something.
Oh yeah, Uncle Tom, this is way too nice for my birthday. He's like, "You're right. That's because it's for Christmas too."
It's like, wow, jeez.
All right, well, okay. I guess I'll had that one coming. I guess. No, but yeah, I mean, it's better than no.
Did you ever try to
birthday.
explain it off to a family mate? Be like, "All right, Uncle Tom, I got the short end of the stick here. It's very unfortunate. I shouldn't have been born in this month, but this is how things played out. I think you could look past that, Uncle Tom. Look past it, and let's be Christmas is different from my birthday, so I expect another gift."
Well, what you do?
I don't want any mouthing off, Uncle Tom.
I would wait till it was my sister's birthday, and then I'd make it super awkward when she was getting that gift.
Yeah, just put on that face.
Oh, great! I'm so happy for you.
It must be nice to get a birthday present.
Yeah,
not just a Christmas one.
Oh, look, they got you a cake too instead of Christmas candy. Wow.
Oh man, that's awesome.
I think I took it on the chin, but yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like you got to have something out there though, like on the wish list.
I'm thinking. I think I'd love for, and this is just a quick, because I honestly haven't given it any thought, but I would love for a good, successful release of Ark Ascended without any bugs, or at least, you know, fleshed out as good as. Because man, after reading that description that we both read together on the PlayStation Store. You guys and gals can go check this. It's on the PlayStation Store. You just go down to, you just type in Ark Ascended, go to the bottom, and then there's a description there. You can read this with your own eyes, unless they remove it because it sounds too good to be true. But what were some of the things that we read there about the upcoming release of Ark Ascended?
Well, or do
you want to recap real quick and just in case anyone hasn't seen it? But what is Ark Ascended? We could start with that, and then.
As best as I can see it, it's like an upgraded version of the current game that we have. You know, for a long time we had word that there was Ark 2 in the works, but at some point they were going to convert the game we have now over to Unreal Engine 5, and is what the word came, and now that is Ark Ascended, and as best as I can tell, it's pretty much the same game, but with a lot of like upgrades as far as like playability and creature comforts and just things we've wanted fixed for a long time, just in playability and
they greased the bearings, oiled the motor a little bit, some tweaks and turns, tightened some bolts, basically did it over again on the Unreal Engine 5. I heard some popular YouTubers refer to it as ASE, as the Ark Survival Evolved, which is what we've been playing. And then, AA? Would it be Ark Ascended? Or AS? No, is it ASC? I think that's what it is. ASE and then ASC, something like that. They made it sound a lot cooler than I just did. But I guess we can call it ASE and then Ark Ascended. So yeah, Ark Ascended is the new version of ASE. Mm-hmm. What we've been playing. Which I almost re-downloaded yesterday, but I resisted. So I as a Christmas gift for a gaming Christmas gift, I would love for a successful release of Ark Ascended on the PS5. But yeah, what are some of the changes that they're promising? Or some of the
one of the coolest
TLC.
ones I've seen is there's a new taming mechanic where we're going to run into wild creatures that have babies, and if you kill that adult wild creature, you can insta-tame the baby, like no kibble, no kind of thing. It's just a little baby. You go over there and pet it, and you're kind of. You're in the game at that point. If you like, I just imagine I see this big 150 Rex out there, and I know it's got some little 150 babies there. So, whereas before I would have had to get a male and a female and an egg and a bunch of stuff to kind of have this, tamed relationship with a baby. Like you're way ahead of the game there. Like you've got this wild baby.
Oh yeah, and so. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I just thought my brain just started going into like circles thinking you instantly get like 4 tames. And an interesting question would be, and any Ark players will understand where I'm coming from with this, but the question I have would all of those babies have the same stats? Would they have the same stats of the mom or the whichever wild, mom or pops that it's with? Or would they have randomized stats of a 150? That'd be interesting.
I think it'll be kind of like as if we raised an egg from it, what we're used to seeing. There could be a mutation, I think, but I feel like
that's a good question, though, right? Yeah. Like, what if there's the mom or the pop Rex 150, and then there's 4 babies, let's say. What you said makes sense for the 4 babies to have the same stats as the mama, but maybe one of them would have randomized stats, or 2 of them, or maybe the amount of babies with randomized stats is randomized itself. How about that randomization? Is that even? I don't know. If that
And we
was the
should
word,
be able
that
to tell
last
by
one.
looking at them because it usually changes like some color on their body. Some little feature of the color scheme will change when something changes in the stats. So it'd be interesting to tell that. But I think too, like
Got
one of
some
the things
coughs.
that's going to affect you and I both the most, I think, is that the movement speed. It sounds like is going to be sort of like locked in. Like you're going to have one certain movement speed. And that's kind of what we've used to survive, really. And
Dude, that's like the first thing that I level up.
And it is kind of unrealistic how I don't think they intended for us to kind of spread those first stats out over a few things and I think what we do is like at all costs it goes into speed, and then suddenly I can run into a raptor and get away. Where otherwise it's a death sentence as soon as I see him. Like if he sees me, it's dead. I'm dead. And especially early game, like when you don't really have the means to fight back very well.
The raptors are the worst in the beginning.
Yeah, so
They're the worst when you're just starting out.
that's going to change our game, like early game, a ton. Like. So.
Just not being able to outrun a dodo bird.
Yeah. So I kind of like it because it's going to force us to play more like it's intended, like more, more what would be real. Because normally you wouldn't be able to outrun a cheetah like we do. It's like it almost looks fake
dude.
when we come by.
Outrun anything in that game. There's very few things you couldn't outrun. Like when in doubt, you just got to outrun everything in Ark. But yeah, maybe when they first released it and everything, or throughout they could have removed speed, or because they did make changes to the speed thing. Like I think when Ark first released, all of the creatures, or certainly the flyers at least, had a speed, a speed bar that you could level up, and they removed that. And then I think they re-added it again later. So they've messed with speed. But yeah, now it's gone. I think if you play in a particular game mode, you can add it back in, I think, on Ark Ascended. I think they mentioned something like that. Might be wrong. But yeah, that's more of a finer detail of like some of the changes. But what caught my attention was the description in the PlayStation Store. That was what really caught my attention, because they weren't talking about like specific like in-game things, but more like what they did, and they mentioned using the lumen and the triangles, like the small triangles and stuff of the Unreal Engine 5, to make it so that like the blades of grass would move authentically as you like ran through them, and if you like chopped a tree down, it would like disturb the other trees as it fell and hit the grass, and like all these things that are like, oh, okay, damn, like it's like, ooh, you're really like, physics. It's like, yeah, you're really getting, like how insane is this going to be? Because I swear, if you go and read the description of what they're promising, and I still like I'm automatically assuming that the release on PlayStation 5 is guaranteed because of the fact that you can find it on the PlayStation Store. But there's nothing there yet. It's just kind of like an announcement. There's like you can find it when you search for it. But man, they're promising a lot. And I only mentioned one detail. There's a bunch. There's like 4 or 5. And just based off our experience with Ark, Wildcard, and Snail Games, which would be like the mother company, I think. I don't know, man. We've had our heart broken a lot, to say the least.
Mm. Yeah, for sure. I've kind of enjoyed being away from it a little bit. Like I still love the game so much, but when I'm playing things that I can pause, like when the phone rings and I go to bed at reasonable hours and things, like I sure do appreciate it now. Like,
it's like, wow, I look 5 years younger.
Yeah, this doesn't feel like I'm smoking crack. Like, but it's fun. I feel that, just the more I read of that stuff, the more, I felt, and I think I'll come back for sure. But,
Dude, Ark is such an addiction. I think it trumps everything except fentanyl. Like it's right under fentanyl. Like if you get on the Ark, if you get onto the Ark, if you smoke the Ark, man, you're fucked.
I feel like I could easily control the amount of fentanyl I did versus the amount of Ark I do. Like, because it just isn't controllable for me. I mean, even when I just put my foot down and was like, I'm not going to care. I don't care, what dino is starving or whatever, if I need to get off or whatever I am. And that's not how it went. Like,
is it actually 3 a.m? Fuck.
Just, yeah. And especially PvP. I mean, my Lord. Like,
the anxiety.
Yeah. Like, even when we would find those servers, it was every other weekend. Like, it seemed like it was always every other weekend. Like, and I was just like pacing the floor. Like,
set shit aside, like re-agenda everything, reschedule everything. Like, Mom, can we, can I get a rain check for next week?
Well, and those things, yeah, just going through losing all that stuff and losing other people's stuff being involved, like it. My God!
And then playing it off at the end, playing it off like we could just start over. And go, oh, all right, we'll just go start over. It's like, no, man, no. I need to turn my controller off for a little bit. I'll talk to you later. Later's like 2 weeks down the road. We're like, how have you been, man? I'm recovering addict over here.
I've been
ready
in
for
this
some
cave
more.
waiting for you guys to come back. Look, here's some armor for you. Here's a dino.
Yeah. I got a smithy up. I've almost got enough bullets for our first turret. You want to do some farming?
Exactly. And that's just like, God.
Well, we're about to fall into that hole again. You know it's coming.
Yeah.
It's like,
it's
look,
coming.
there it is.
Wintertime. Wintertime's a good time. Like yeah. Wintertime. I think.
Is that how you're rationalizing it already?
Days are short. Like, yeah.
I'm gonna start preparing my mind for this because I know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Ark Ascended.
I think I want to put an ending on it too in the beginning, like because I feel like the ending is always messy for me.
Yeah, we need to wrap one up with a good raid or a good base defense where hopefully it goes well.
Yeah.
Well,
it's like when I think about how the stuff that I've abandoned, I kind of still feel bad about it a little bit. That I didn't just decide it was over. I think I had intentions of going back and things died. Like refrigerators ran out of power.
Oh man, yeah,
things died in cryopods and
the generator turned off.
Walls decayed. Our bodies lay there, baking in the
sun. Our plants ran out of water.
Yeah,
well, maybe not. Actually, the plants probably kept going. They run out of fertilizer though.
We got messages from other tribes like your stuff is dying.
You guys got 1 day left before you lose everything. I'm excited for Ark Ascended. I'm nervous about a lot of the changes they've made. Some of them I'm not stoked on. Like you mentioned gasoline and we mentioned water and stuff like that and power. They're taking out, at least that's what I've seen online, is that they're taking out power cables. They're taking out water.
Plumbing
most
pipes,
of the water pipes and all that stuff, and you're not gonna have to use gasoline anymore, and I don't know, and a lot of things that I feel like, well, that's really a big main important part of the game is the resources, managing resources, and managing. Did I say that right? Managing your energy. Maganing, your gasoline, your fertilizer, making sure you have a water connection, and it sounds like they're taking that shit out. The hell! What are your feelings about that, ChukTomahawk?
It was kind of clunky before, I felt like it,
you're in favor. You disgust me.
I think if I was in charge of that and I sat down to make it better, and I couldn't do it, because basically you had you had that flexible pipe, I guess, that kind of bridged the gap of when you needed something other than a 45-degree angle. But other than that, man, you were working with kind of clunky shit, like. But and I've seen you make it look good and those kind of things. But I think ultimately it's going to look cleaner in the end, which is going to probably make you happier in the end. Like you know what I mean?
Oh, I know it's itching my OCD belt, my OCD itch. It's scratching that. It's itching my itch. It's scratching my OCD itch. But man, that's.
Well, whenever you got the tech, I never heard you complain when we went from like gasoline generators to tech generators, which work exactly that way now. You were like,
we had to work to that. We had to earn that. Dude.
I know. What's a little gift for Christmas? Like,
I want successful release for Christmas. With as little bugs as possible. Well, can we get that, Snail Games?
Well, maybe
please?
There's a new increase to the tech generator we don't know about that that you're going to get a little upgrade. It's going to make it a little more worth it.
They might give us a little something that we don't even know about. Yeah. They might give us a lot of something that we don't even know
Care
about.
Bear.
I'm just another thing that was on the PlayStation page that I didn't know about because I thought they were going to charge for every single one and really give us, really give it to us to be respectful and not say any swear words, is they're going to release the DLC maps for free. That's what it said. We read that 3 times, didn't Chuck? I read that like 3 times because I couldn't believe it.
I tell you, yeah, you did.
They're gonna release the island, and then they're gonna regularly, is what it says, regularly release the DLC maps at no additional cost. And the DLC maps, they specifically listed Scorched Earth, Aberration, Extinction, Genesis Part 1, Genesis Part 2, and then it said, and more.
I feel like I've got a feel for that from playing on the Switch a little bit. Like when I've been traveling, sometimes I play Ark on there, and they're releasing the DLC like that, and it always starts out with the island, but like there weren't a lot of maps. Like I want to say even at this moment there probably are only half of them or something, and what it led me to do is I ended up playing on Scorched Earth for a little bit, like somewhere I'd never played before. There's a scar and everything map, on Scorched Earth.
It's hard to survive on that map.
Yeah.
Like you right away, you're just burning up.
I watched this video where this guy got a shit ton of Argentavises and flew him into the scar, and basically just had the dragons attacking, the multitude while he tried to get in and get an egg, like, and that's what I was working my way up to. But
I've never heard of that tactic.
Yeah, it's like
that strategy's new to me.
It's all you could get. There just wasn't any. You couldn't get a snow owl to be fast. Just and you're trying to get that first egg, and that there's no pterodons or. So as I remember, it was something led to that, but yeah, it didn't work. Like super well either for him either.
Oh, but, man,
yeah, I That'd be a pretty good Christmas present. That'd be a fun time to. We should all like we should get the whole crew like pumped up, and let's all like kind of do a playthrough at the same time, and kind of maximize that if we can.
Yeah. If I'd be lying if I said I wasn't gonna buy it. Mm-hmm. Now that I was firm about not getting it when the latest was that they were gonna charge for every single, because we've already paid for this game. Forgot to mention that part. We've already bought Ark Survival Evolved. But, they're releasing it now on the Unreal Engine 5, on the next generation console, intended for the next generation console. And they promised a lot of things. You can go read them on that page. So in that understanding, in virtue of that, I'm willing to pay for the game over again, because I feel like they're hyping it up so much that it feels to me like they're going to deliver almost what could be considered a new game to me, just with all of the tweaks and all that. So I'm trying to stay positive, and I'm hopeful, and I'm excited. But gosh darn, I'm also looking back and going, but based off my experience, You know, and there's already gameplay on YouTube that you can go and look and see. And unless it's not actual gameplay, maybe it's all ASE gameplay, and they're just putting titles on there to make me think or try to play it off as updated gameplay. So that might be true. But if what I saw on YouTube is in fact current current gameplay of this new version, man, it doesn't look like the description on that page. It doesn't look like it's like insanely unreal. Insanely Unreal Engine 5. I
freaking hope it doesn't crash as much as it was crashing like there for a minute. Like I can take a little bit of crashing, but not much, you know.
That's right. I forgot about that.
To be acceptable. That was something that had become a factor there at the end too. So
I totally forgot about that, Chuk.
Yeah.
I mean, it was crashing. It became, I mean, we knew it was going to crash every single time we transferred. It's like, we were starting to factor it in.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to expect some glitches here and there, but like, yeah, it can't just be like it was, you know, and you would think like, you know, this big of an overhaul would lead to that. Like, it might lead to some new issues.
Yeah, it's a brave new world.
Yeah, and I'm excited about it. I feel like, you know, I'm glad you're more optimistic now, and yeah, it'd be fun to play that. I wonder, did we see the price tag on it? Like $30 or something is going to be the.
Oh, they're going to charge more than that, I think.
Let me. If it was the full Monty.
I don't think there is a price tag. Let me get closer to the old microphone here. I don't think there is a price tag on the PlayStation page yet. But let me check. I'll check right now.
For some reason, I thought it was coming to PlayStation on October 25th, but I don't think it went down exactly like that. That must have been when they announced it, kind of.
Wait a minute. I'm not seeing it. Oh man. Oh, here we go. Okay, it is. It's still kind of. I was getting nervous again. Like, oh gosh, here we go. They already took it down. I was like, oh god, great.
Well, it seems like a lot of the information's been on Steam, and that's not really PlayStation.
There's no purchase price here.
Info land.
I've got it on my wish list, but there's no purchase info. Yeah, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 features that they're talking about here that are just like, wow, I hope you can deliver. Yeah, the one is that they're releasing the expansions at no additional cost on a regular basis. The physics systems, the ripples, the splashes, the bubbles, all of that, blades of grass, foliage, characters, explosions, projectiles, everything's just going to look amazing. They're really putting it up here. They're going to take advantage of the lumen mechanics of the Unreal Engine 5, of the nanite mechanics, with all those millions of little triangles for extreme detail.
Dang.
You getting a little doughy over there, Chuk? I saw that.
Your little nanotechnology, man. That shit.
Ooh, yeah.
That sounds like
Rub
something
that
the Borg would
nanotech
put
all
on
over
you.
me.
Damn.
Sounds like something you can buy in TJ.
I would like to be a
Tijuana.
Yeah, no kid. Outside of
Sounds like
Donkey
something
Show.
you can get down in Acapulco. Mhm. Oh man, speaking of Acapulco, I hope they're doing better down there after that hurricane.
Oh shit! I
There's going to be a.
They got hit with a hurricane.
Oh yeah, they got a good
Natural disaster.
smacking.
Yeah.
There's going to be public online multiplayer, of course, for up to 70 players. But dude, they're going to have cross-platform multiplayer. That's also on here. That's a big one. That means we're going to be able to play with people on the PC and people on the Xbox. That'll be tight.
Yeah.
Because there's lots of people that I've wanted to play Ark with that don't have a PS.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're part of that Xbox squad or that PC gang, as Theo Von would say. But yeah. Oh, dude, is your camera following you?
It does. Like I had that turned off before, but
damn, boy.
It kind of
Jeez,
I told you it had that AI in it, son.
Fuck, dude. Damn.
Yeah, it's not generalized intelligence just yet, but it's there. It's getting there.
All right. Well, speaking of Christmas season, and this is a horrible segue, but technically, I think snow is directly or indirectly related to the Christmas season. I think we can say that, right? Snow.
It is, yeah. I mean, that's what you're hoping
there's
for.
There's snow where you live. Is it snowed yet over there where you're at? In your neck of the woods?
It probably was like conditions to do it once, but it hadn't happened. Nope.
But do you get a lot of snow there? Not so much.
But every 2-3 years, we'll get a good snowing in. You know,
man, that's
they shut the
fucking
fucker
bitch
down.
Snow.
Too.
You don't get any snow, dude.
Not
That's not a
really.
lot of snow, dude.
No.
I got family up there in the Midwest that like they're snowed out. Like I think they might get a couple of months without snow.
Damn.
I'm just kidding.
It's like fucking
Not that bad, but it's
Cloudland.
bad.
They're in the cloud up there.
They hear a lot of this.
Jack Frost nipping at their noses.
I don't know where the fuck that came from.
They do. They called it. They'll
Yeah,
put
but they're
their
up
trauma
there, man.
on you, man. You must have been up there.
Like they experienced that thing that they call that wind chill. I never, they don't have that down here. But
Dude, winter ain't no joke. Yeah, you can die out there, son. Frostbite. Come back with no fingertips or ear tips. Nose all black.
I'm glad you guys don't get that much snow, but
No.
it would seem as if you were getting loads of snow, dude, because I keep catching you playing that SnowRunner. And I don't know what itch you're trying to scratch with that SnowRunner, dude. You've been hitting that hard. Like, so Chuck's online. What is he play? SnowRunner?
Yeah.
What's going on with the SnowRunner?
Dude,
Tell me about it.
I've been pumped about it. It's a game. It came out in 2020, and it's let's see. I got like the official description here. It's by a company called Saber Interactive, and I've heard like rumor it's like comes out of Russia somehow because like it's a off-road simulation video game, and like they specialize in like simulating terrain. So, and I will say, like after playing it, like kind of, and then like being in a Warzone like the other night, like it's almost like everything feels flat in those worlds. Like when you're driving around, compared to like what this is like when they're like you're going down a road, and it's not just that there's the image of a rut in the road. Like your whole vehicle reacts to every little thing in the road, and so.
Dang, dude.
Yeah. They came out with a game called Mud Runner, and they kind of announced
That Mud Runner?
Mud Runner. Oh my god!
Let me guess, you downloaded it?
Wait. What's worse than two girls running with scissors?
A Mud Runner? Like, what the fuck, dude?
That's what Mud Runner's all about. Oh my god, I'm browning out. I forgot about Mud Runner.
Normally I clip parts where we're laughing a lot to be the intro, but that one's gonna have to stay right where it is.
Yeah, I have to take that out. That's nasty. But
No, we're not taking that out.
It's kind of like you got this
Nasty
trucking
motherfucker.
company. Like you sort of start out and you get a garage. Like you start out in this old truck, and you're kind of just driving around, and it tells you to kind of go to this one place. It's kind of leading you a little bit, and you get stuck a little bit, and you realize your vehicle's got a winch, and you kind of go through the mechanics of how to winch up to something and pull yourself out of the mud, and but you're just in a regular old pickup truck with 4-wheel drive. But you get to this place, and there's kind of like there's an old truck sitting there, and they're like, oh, we need these wooden planks hauled over to the sawmill, and like you want the job, and you're like, well, fuck, I don't know. Like, you see this change truck button, you get in there, and it's like, bro, you're like, god dang,
Are you like a person walking around?
You cannot walk around outside the vehicle, but you can. There's a change truck button, and if something's like in eyesight, you can kind of jump over to it, or otherwise there's another mechanic where you go back to the main map and you can kind of bounce from truck to truck like that. But you can never get out on the ground. That would be cool. I wish you could, because there's plenty of times like I want to go kind of like scout out ahead and shit like that. You know, that I can't.
Or
like,
hit that bathroom because you got, like, God, I've been holding it in for the whole trip. I need to go hit that restroom over there.
It would be a different game. I have to say, like there's probably a reason, that they don't do that, because there'd be a lot of shit, that would probably because this game's not without glitches either. Like there's a ton of funny videos like where like somebody's like hits like a park bench and their vehicle like just launches into the sky.
I've seen that glitch before.
Yeah, kind of weird like glitches like that. But it's kind of a slow burn. Like I think I was kind of describing it to you before, where you sort of get into that and you're like, God, this is like it's a long damn way over to that sawmill, and you kind of get over there and you start, like, as you start playing through the game, you realize there's other trucks, and as you make a little bit of this money and get some more experience, you can kind of do some modifications to your trucks and maybe get some better tires, and it just kind of
a little NOS, little nitrous oxide, make sure you're in on time.
Different engines, like better winches, like all these different trailers that you can get, and man, it just starts to slowly pull you in. And
can you modify your sleeping quarters in the truck?
You cannot, but the mod community on this game is just off the charts. They made the game, the Saber folks made the game or whatever, but there's like way more mods than there are trucks in the game. Like, so mods are just out the wazoo, and you can access them on the PS5 instead of it just being on the computer. Like,
that's dope.
Dude, there's like, yeah, I haven't really tapped into the mod thing a whole ton. Like I've browsed it, and just been like, oh, that'd be cool. But it mostly, I think, is more like where you've kind of really, gave it a good shot at the regular game, and then you might, dabble in that, because otherwise it's going to make the game quite a bit different. That's usually
the path.
Yeah,
that's usually the path.
And that's how I feel about it at this point. Like I want to kind of get the best shit in the game and go through that. But they put different seasons out every year. Like there's like maps in Tennessee. There's a whole Tennessee section. You start out in Michigan, but you end up in Alaska, you end up in Russia, and every place you go, it's kind of set as if there's just been a natural disaster. And so a lot of the roads will be flooded, and like the power lines will be down, and you got to haul some metal beams out there, for that to get going. And
no shit.
Yeah, and there's a ton of like just figuring out like the best routes and stuff. And so like you'll be doing something, and like you might have to drive like 30 minutes over here to pick up this shit, like some wooden planks or something, and you're driving and like 30 minutes back, and then like if you end up like flipping that fucking truck over, which is super easy. Like you've basically, it's that Ark kind of thing, where you've just lost like 2 hours worth of work, like where you're just like, motherfuck. But there also is like, I never drive that I'm not hammered down. Like that's just also a rule. Like I'm gonna give it the beans. Like, and everywhere you like, that's just how you, because it takes forever. It's like so far that, yeah, you might be that person that's like, all right, I'm going to be careful and I'm going to get zero damage. But, I'm just like, fucking.
Yeah, it's fine. Nothing, little turtle oil won't, little turtle rub will get out of there.
You have this automatic winching thing, like where, you'll be going and all of a sudden you see it going over, and you can kind of hit the triangle button and it'll sling the winch out for you. But it's just a wing and a prayer, like, that it's going to be right. And
you can do that?
Not in real life, obviously, but yeah, this game does that. like there's kind of, because if you end up on your side, dude, it's game over. Like it says engine stalled, and you can't get the winch back out to pull you over. But
that's crazy. So you got like a whole like Spider-Man component to it. You can like shoot your winch out.
You see people that are good. Yeah, they just coming around the turn like where no way their truck would have made the turn, but they just catch that tree on the corner and pull it on around.
Dude, that's fucking crazy, man. Fucking, they had to throw that in.
Well, and two, like you can play.
We're gonna make this like super realistic, except.
Yeah, and you can kind of see why, because it's like your last chance to save it, when things are going bad, and it's super hard to think fast, because it doesn't help that much. Like it kind of is still super hard.
How good are the graphics?
decent. Like I feel like I started on this game on PlayStation 4 and I lost all my progress, which kind of blowed because I'm basically starting over on this. Like I'm almost back up to kind of where I was, but it has this like online component too, like where it's a co-op mode. So I have my playthrough that I'm going, and you can come over and help me, and you'll gain experience and money, but you won't gain the progress. Like, you won't get credit for the missions that we do in your playthrough. But you can come help me, and like I've kind of read stories and saw videos of people like they kind of form this rescue squad or whatever. Like, they'll have like a big ass truck that can go anywhere with like super big mud tires and chains, and they'll have a crane. That like, so when you have that spill and you lose your cargo or whatever, like they come into your game and come get you back together. Like get your shit loaded back.
That's interesting. Yeah. Wait, but so wait, you said the graphics are good?
Yeah, I can't say.
Is there
like,
anything that you noticed that was like, okay, that doesn't look good. Like they could have done better.
A lot of people complain at high speeds. Like it's got this component to it, like where, like if you're just traveling at normal speed, but which is pretty fast, like it's modeling normal speed. Like let's say you're going down a road on flat ground, the ass end will kind of step out on you a little bit, like kind of like as if your tires are spinning,
Mm-hmm.
But when you get like going downhill on something with a truck that you've modded a little bit by in the game mods, I don't mean like third-party mods, like you've just like gave it a better engine and maybe some a higher gear ratio and shit. You're coming down there, man, that fucker steps out like that. It just looks weird. Like there's something about the high speeds in this game everybody complains about. Like
that make it look fake. Or that make the because
it also makes it look a little fake and unrealistic physics and hard to control. Like, cause I might because I'll get kind of like, it might be like I've got like some metal beams to deliver and I got some wooden planks to deliver and I've got it's like a route of going back and forth, and I'll think, yeah, screw it, I'm gonna get 3 trailers. I'm going to connect to this trailer, and then I'm going to cook that other one on my winch, and I'm going to get all this. So you got all that weight coming down a mountain, and they're trying to simulate what it would do to you. And like I say, I feel like they've gone a little.
And
too
there's
far.
a time limit.
Some things are made like that. Like there's some parts of the games that are time sensitive, but most of the time, no. Most of the time, it's just you got to get her done kind of thing. But dude, it's addictive as hell though.
It sounds fun. It sounds like with the physics part, they do it well, and that makes sense. Like you'd want to have the physics of it good, but I was really trying to lock down not the physics but the graphics. So
I'm thinking of like those art moments, like where we've been sitting and we're like just literally like enjoying the view. Like there's not a ton of those, but what they do well is like at night. You have like headlights and that simulation, of that sort
well?
of how you how you get like a cone view of sort like at night, they do that pretty well.
That's dope.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit they do well, man. I mean,
and you mentioned like there's like people out there, gamers that have like created like we'll say like teams or factions or kind of like what you see on EVE Online. I don't know if you've the listener out there, if you've played EVE Online, you know what I'm talking about. Like you can create corporations and groups. But so that led me to have the question: is the game like open world?
It is open world, but like I say, you can't get out of the truck. But yeah, at any one time, I don't have to be doing the missions. Like I could just be like, hell, I want to see if I can get on top of this mountain, or like, like nobody's ever made it through the swamp this way, like, and you're just like winching yourself across there, and yeah, you can totally be just.
So you can just drive around and shit.
Absolutely, like a big part of the game too. Besides having that truck component, you have what are called scout vehicles, which would be like a Hummer or like a Jeep or all these different vehicles from around the world that. you could scout, like instead of driving up there and getting stuck with your big truck, like you take the scout first and go up there and check the roads and kind of get a feel for it. And there's a lot there's a lot of content that's just made for those vehicles too. Like the road might get down to just like a trail, like a Jeep trail, and there's no way you could take that 18-wheeler in there, but the Jeep will go and it gets wild in there. I mean, you'll be coming down like these big ass tires.
So you can use other vehicles too.
Oh yeah, a common scenario. Like what I'm going to do when I get on, the next time I get on, I flip my truck right before I got off. So I've got to go get my other vehicle and drive all the frickin' way across 3 maps, over there to where I piled that shit up and get myself turned back over. And
damn.
Yeah, and there's a lot of like thinking ahead of like, especially.
Yeah, what are you going to need?
Yeah, you can cheat and kind of look online, for the missions and see, because a common thing they do to you is you'll be trying to complete a mission, but you get to a bridge that's fucked up from the storm. Like I said, it's set after a natural disaster. So, even though you're trying to deliver these metal beams, they need some wooden planks for this bridge all of a sudden. And it's like, shit, well, I got to unload all this shit. It's just, it puts you in frustrating situations like that.
Well, dude, they need you, dude. That's why you're SnowRunner.
Yeah.
Chuk SnowRunner Tomahawk.
And what they'll do is, like, on the map, you'll see, like, okay, well, this bridge is going across a swamp, but I see, like, a little stretch of land right over here. And it's like, it almost looks like you could go through there. Like, and,
it'll take it.
You get over there, and, like, it does for a minute, and then you get underwater, and your truck just goes to shit immediately. Like, you start losing, like, you've got, like, that's the other thing. You have a damage meter on everything, like your shocks, your tires, your engine, and so when you're underwater, your engine starts losing like 7. You only have 100 points, and it starts losing like 7 every second. And so
fuck.
You're just like,
fuck, dude, you're making me anxious just thinking about it. You got to get across, Chuck.
Gas
get across.
You're spinning out.
Punch it.
Yeah.
You can't go back now.
It's fun, but sometimes, man, like
that's insane.
Like I say, when you flip that shit over and you lose all that shit, I mean, it just. Oh, it's a throw the frickin' controller moment where you're just like,
is it multiplayer?
Like I say, sort of like up to 4 people can play at a time, and like I say, I've got my save. One of the cool things that it allows, speaking of like kind of our situation with the DLC on Ark, like I could own all the DLCs and you could just own the base game. And I can invite you into my game, and you can play in the DLCs. You won't get.
Well, that's cherry.
Yeah.
Other people need to consider that.
Yeah.
Because then I'm gonna want to get it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, oh, this is actually dope. I should get this DLC now.
Yeah.
That's dope. That's cool.
Yeah. Having a good
what
time
else?
with it.
Oh, another
$29.99, dude. It's all it costs too. Is like for the base game.
I have $0.99 in my wallet right now.
I bet, a trip to Japan would probably drain my wallet pretty heavy too. I'd be freaking. God.
Can you drive in first person and third person?
You absolutely can, and it's kind of weird because your hands are kind of like.
Oh, that's hilarious!
There's all these animations.
You can see the hands.
Oh shit! I just tripped my mic. Does everything sound okay?
Yeah, you sound fine.
Yeah, like
if you're gonna jerk anything, Chuck. If you're gonna jerk anything, it doesn't need to be.
Need to get these wires out of the way, but
you don't want to hang yourself.
There's all these animations. It's like a quiet Sunday drive at Smithfield Dam, and like the guy's hands are like all over the place.
That's so funny.
Like he's executing that damn turn the entire time. But the dash gauges work, which is kind of something somebody pointed out the other day that I hadn't noticed. People were complaining about there not being a speedometer, and they're like, it fucking works, dude.
Fuck, dude. It better work because it's a simulator. And on that note, does it feel like a simulator, or does it feel like a video game claiming to be a simulator?
Dude, it feels so much like a simulator. It simulates to me like owning a trucking.
You love it so much, you're going to go sign up. You're going to go find a trucking.
No, yeah, like I want to buy a trucking company and like I want to own a truck and be accepting like missions. And like I thought about asking you too, because the baddest ass truck drivers I've ever seen in my life are in Mexico. Like, You know, I feel like
they're just the most risk taking.
There you go. That's what
and survive. That doesn't mean they're badass. They just happen to make it.
Dude, I've been passed by a truck driver.
I'm on the Cuesta del Diablo, literally like Devil's Pass or whatever. Yeah, I'll pass this guy on the outside lane. No prob. Might be a bus coming filled with, sleeping citizens.
Dude, they changed.
And they'll pull it off.
They changed my life. You know how they do that thing, like when you're behind them and they put their like blinker on to tell you it's clear to come around?
Yeah.
Like you feel all that pressure to like freaking come around.
Yeah, anyone from the U.S. isn't going to be used to that. They think that's, go ahead and...
He's making a left turn.
Oh, no, yeah, I'm going to turn here. No, it means pass me. It's good. It's free. It's good to go.
And I've had them, I feel like, like his opinion of when it's a good time to go and my opinion are two totally different things.
That happens too. That happened to me the other day. You guys like saying, it's clear, but it's like, even in that huge truck, there's like, it's a blind curve. There's a mountain in front of it. You're like, no. It's like, it's not, yeah, anyways.
But dude, just picture it. We rent a garage. We get an old truck, we fix it up. We start looking for some what don't they like bring those pine logs like down?
We can hire someone at the rest area, any rest area.
People are building palapas. You know how they need that wood from Colorado to come down. Like we get like a load of Mexican candy heading up to the United States, and we bring back a load of those poles and like. Yeah, you don't want a deadhead. You don't want to come back with nothing, man. I mean, you got to...
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Sounds like a lot of upfront investment. And then finding... It's hard to find good help these days.
My favorite truck in the game cost me about $170,000.
Damn, dude. I've always hated how easy it is to make money in video games versus in the real life. Isn't that a bitch? Isn't that a bitch?
But dude, those truck drivers that drive at night in Mexico when the cows are out too, like and they've got that big freaking brush guard on the front of their truck, like the big cow catcher thing, like.
Dude, they don't give a fuck, dude. They don't give a fuck. They're I don't want to. Yeah, I could talk hours about driving in Mexico, especially in these parts.
Dude, they need to make like a Mexico map on this, and I tell you, in other places like India, like I've seen some trucking things from India that are just unreal, like where, they're like following the edge of a mountain, and it's just like hundreds of feet drop on the other side the entire way, and buses are meeting. And there's like 100 people on top of the bus also.
Yeah, and it's packed in with every type of like livestock animal and humans and actual like products and of goods or whatever.
It's like a 19-year-old kid.
That's on a whole nother level, dude. I think that beats what I've seen down here. Yeah. What I've seen down here are just lots of risky maneuvering.
Oh yeah.
At any cost, and it's like, oh gosh, back up, out, get away. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Chuck, do you have any final thoughts on SnowRunner, dude? I feel like you've talked. I'm tempted to get the game. I think anyone that hears this is going to be like, man, sounds like fun, especially if you got a simulator itch.
Yeah.
Not everyone likes simulators, but
I think
it sounds like a pretty enticing simulator.
Like I say, it's sort of a slow burn, and once you get in there, though, it's kind of fun, and you can pretty much walk away at any time. Like I say, I've been kind of digging that, like where, I just kind of get on and. Maybe, I'll have a mission that's kind of like, my trip that I'm going to make today and I knock that out. And yeah, it's just good times. It feels like, to me.
You got a delivery scheduled for today. You got to get on it. Yeah.
I'm working on the hauling logs, like where I think I told you about this before, but it's called a long log. Like, and I have like a thing on the back of my truck that's called the front log hauler, and then I'm hauling a trailer, and it's hard for me to explain this, but it's like the log is the trailer. Like I've basically got like a set of wheels that I put on the back of it.
I've seen those.
And yeah, so the log is just freaking huge, and like, like I said,
I've seen those
coming over mountains and shit, just burp. And I might even there'll be some other shit like where I'm taking it is real hard to get gas. So I'll have like a little gas trailer, like I've hooked with a winch to the back of that fucker, and it might be on its side, dragging on the ground, because it's gotten flipped over or something.
Like,
I can't even see it.
Could it explode? Could it blow up?
No, but you can lose. Has that happened? You can not realize it's been gone for 30 minutes.
Dude, that'd be insane if it could like catch fire and like explode under your right under the log and then start burning the log. Like, no, I'm losing the cargo. Fuck. Oh, that's crazy.
No, but yeah, like I say, I think for $29.99, I highly recommend it to folks. And shit, I'm pumped up about the Ark too. Like I say, let's let it get good and cold and tough to go outside and play, and then it'd be time for a good Ark playthrough.
I hear you loud and clear. Right, for now, it continues to sit in our game libraries, dormant, until we feel that unresistible urge to survive on the island once again.
I already know how the little path I want to take.
Dude, well, I think we're going to have new paths to explore once it comes out, because they've added and removed stuff, and we'll see how that goes.
We should do a map like Scorched Earth or something we've never done before, and like try to tame something like a phoenix or something like we hadn't done there.
Dude, I hate Scorched Earth.
I kind of do too. That's what I'm saying.
It's horrible, man. Like, just the second you spawn in there, it's challenging. I mean, it's definitely a survival map. But
yeah, I like it. I'm a masochist.
Any final comments for the awesome gamers out there, man? We're at about our check mark. We're at about an hour. People are probably growing tired of our rambling on.
Yeah, no, man. I got some football games to watch here later today, and maybe get a little video gaming in before then.
I definitely want to get some gaming in. So cool. We'll call it quits here. Thanks everyone for tuning back in. We apologize from the bottom of our hearts for not getting to you sooner. I was out of Mexico for 2 weeks. Chuk was handling some biz as well. But we're back. Ninja training. Yeah. Japan is amazing. I highly recommend it. And we might do a little segment of an episode about the gaming related stuff that I experienced over there. But for this episode, we wanted to talk about Ark Ascended, which actually kind of happened spontaneously. That wasn't planned. And we definitely wanted to talk about SnowRunner because Chuk has been abandoning his squad to play that damn game. No, that's not true. But you have been putting in some. How many hours are you at?
It's not a lot compared to what we do to Ark. I want to say
we don't need to tell 40, people how much.
40 or something.
Okay, all right. Yeah, that's a solid surface scratching right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it sounds fun to me. If it sounded fun to you, maybe give it a shot. We are not being paid by SnowRunner or its developers, but it sounded fun to me, so I might give it a shot. Are you being paid by the developers of SnowRunner, Chuk?
In candy and porn only.
Yeah, they probably send that directly to your email.
Yeah, it's not worth the whole lot at the end of the day.
You should renegotiate that deal, man. That doesn't sound very... I mean, you can't pay rent off of that.
Yeah.
All right.
Gotta brush my teeth.
You can follow us all over the internet. We're that little @ symbol, the @ symbol NWG podcast. That's on Facebook. That's on TikTok, Instagram, X, formerly Twitter, and I think even on YouTube. If you just type in the URL / @NWG podcast, it should come up. You can email us at ovoxandchuk @gmail.com. That's spelled OVOXANDCHUK @gmail.com. What am I forgetting, Chuk? What am I forgetting, SnowRunner?
They call me House Cat.
Oh, and if you completely despise the podcast, or if you like the podcast, please give us a rating and review, preferably 5 stars. That would really help this independent little operation of ours. And then, hell yeah, leave us a review and we'll read it out here on the pod, even if it's very negative.
Yeah.
As long as it's 5 stars, we'll read it. fuck it.
Absolutely.
And we've been trying to think of like something fresh, a new segment we can introduce here to spicing things up. If you have any ideas, definitely hit us up on any of those previously mentioned platforms. Thanks, Chuk.
Peace. Appreciate you, Ovox.
Thanks, everyone.